In this second of a 3 video series, Terry Pullinger, Deputy General Secretary of the Communication Workers Union, answering reps' questions on culture. So let's get it going. Hi, my name is Scott Haslam and I'm your Vice President of the Leeds number 1 branch of the Communication Workers Union. If this is your first time watching or you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hit the bell symbol to be notified when we upload future videos.
What's been happening in these last several months from a CWU HQ point of view, you know these guys on the top tier, what's happening in dealing with these road managers who clearly, I know some have gone, but who clearly are not showing any intent whatsoever to work with the culture around the mutual interest approach.
On the culture issue, I promise you, we are absolutely sincere about trying to get to every single workplace and making sure you're as strong as you can possibly be. There's going to be a launch about culture. Each division has given us a list of 6 good, 6 bad offices. Management are matching it, and we're going to be sending a divisional rep and a manager into all of those offices, possibly to ask people just sort of freestanding questions. And one of them will be, the one that I think is the most important, is asking you and our members, would you be happy for one of your own to work in this workplace? Because that is the big question. If you're not happy, if you wouldn't be comfortable with your mum, your dad, your son, your daughter working in that workplace, then something needs to be put right in that workplace. And as a trade union, it won't just be a local rep's responsibility, that's all of our responsibility, and we will not step back from that challenge, I promise you. But we understand the challenge you have in the workplace. And for me, my my rationale why it's so important is I go back to when I was a local rep. And I know, and people will have heard me say this, our members judge this union and their employer by what happens under the roof in the pile of bricks that they work in every day of their working life. Some people are there for years, and that is what they know. It's not really, although you like to hear what's going on nationally, it's what happens under the roof there on a daily basis, which really gives you, your perception of management and this trade union. So from a union point of view, we obviously want that to be the best perception, which is why we're working at things like this. It's why your divisional reps, regional secretary, branch secretaries are working so hard to try and make sure that our reps are equipped to do the job in the workplace. Now, some people are better than others. It won't always be. We won't always have every utopian unit. But I think we proved in the 4 Pillars campaign just how important it is to have you people on board. Because I always remember when I was a local rep, and whether it was a pay deal or whatever it was, the members would come up and say, what do you reckon? Would you vote for it? And if you said no, they would go away and vote no. Because you're the one they respect and they want to know your view on something. So it's important that we have you on board. As for management, this is the problem. Listen, their priorities right at the top. If things don't change in the next 6 months, then Sue Wally's probably gone. Loads of our people are kicked off because the share price has gone down. Well, what do you think all the other shareholders do? What do you think the big investors that have come into Royal Mail do? They put pressure on the board, they put pressures on managers. Why aren't you hitting our targets? We want our return or else we're off. And if they go off on block, who might come in and buy Royal Mail by buying up its shares? Amazon? Someone like that? So there is so many issues that we have to try and balance. Quality of service, without doubt, is our jewel in the crown. Now, we are fighting back with management. They say quality of service is bad, and they say it in a way that implies it's all down to our people, which is totally bang out of order. Because they, in some things like network and stuff like that, they've cut it so close to the bone that those things are failing. And they're also failing, yes, because of major roadworks and the trains are up the pictures and everything else in this country is going down the tubes. But it's not all the blame of our members. So what we say to them is, well, come on in, you're meant to be educated people. Give us a proper breakdown of why quality of services is bad. Coming back down to what's happening in your office and the culture. We said it during the campaign and all of you know it. You do not change a culture overnight. That takes time to turn those cultures around. And you're right about managers being brought in who've never worked with a trade union before. I think the geezer right at the top is probably one of them. So we have to teach them, don't we? So we've got a new pet. We have to show them what it's like to come in and be confronted with a proper trade union. And do you know what that means? We can always do business if you get your members locally with you like that. That's the work we've got to constantly concentrate on. How do we ensure we've got our members?
Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got some great content coming up. And please share us with your friends on social media. Remember, unity is strength. Thanks for watching.